Welcome to Stay Clean and Safe, a podcast created with the financial support of the European Union. Here we share ideas, tips, and stories that will help us build healthier, safer, and cleaner communities together. Let's get started. Welcome back to Healthy Habits Weekly, the show where we look at the tiny changes that can make a huge difference in your well being. I am Mrs. Costa. I teach Italian and history in an Italian high school. And today we are talking about something that is glowing in almost every bedroom at night: screens, phones, tablets, laptops, TVs, the whole gang. And with me is one of my students, Asya, who bravely agreed to talk about her own nighttime screen habits. Hi, Asya.
Hi, Mrs. Costa. Hi, everyone. I feel like this episode is basically an intervention just for me.
Maybe a gentle one. Be honest. How often is your phone the last thing you see before falling asleep?
Pretty much every single night. I'll tell myself I'm just gonna watch a couple of videos or check messages, and suddenly it's way past midnight. But it's my way to relax.
And that is exactly what makes screens so sneaky. We feel like we are relaxing, but our brain and body are getting totally different message. Studies show that nearly 80% of teens and young adults use electronic devices in the hour before bed, and a lot of them have trouble falling asleep and staying asleep.
Okay, that sounds uncomfortably accurate. But what exactly are screens doing to my sleep? Like, what's happening in my brain?
Great question. Let's break it down. Our bodies have something called a circadian rhythm, and think of it as your internal 24-hour clock. When it gets dark in the evening, your brain releases a hormone called melatonin, which basically whispers, "Hey, it's time to get sleepy."
So, melatonin is like the bedtime notification from my body.
Exactly. Now, here is where screens come in. The light from your phone or laptop, especially the blue light, tells your brain, wait, it's not nighttime yet. Stay awake. That blue light can reduce melatonin and delay sleep by 30 minutes, 60 minutes, sometimes more, even if you feel tired.
So, my phone light is basically pretending to be the sun, and my brain is falling for it.
That's the perfect way to put it. Your brain is very sensitive to light. It doesn't know the difference between sunlight and the bright light from a screen held close to your face.
Okay, but I use night mode, the warm yellowish color filter. Doesn't that fix everything?
Night mode is helpful because it reduces blue light, but it doesn't solve the whole problem. There are actually two big issues. First, the light. Second, the stimulation.
Stimulation, meaning my brain is too busy laughing at memes to relax.
Exactly. Even if the lights were perfect, you are still getting bombarded with messages, videos, notifications, and updates. Every time you scroll, your brain goes, new thing. Pay attention. That makes it harder to switch into sleep mode.
Yeah, that explains the just one more video trap. I look up and it's suddenly 1:30 a.m. and I'm watching a dog skateboarding while eating a banana. I don't even know how I got there.
The algorithm always has one more video. And the problem is that late night screen time doesn't just delay sleep, it can also reduce sleep quality. Even if you sleep for 7 or 8 hours, your brain may not go through all the deep restorative stages it needs.
Okay, so the screens are messing with my bedtime, my hormones, and my sleep quality. That's quite a list.
It is, and there is more. When you don't sleep well, you are more likely to feel tired and groggy in the morning, moody or irritable, less able to focus and remember things, more stressed and overwhelmed.
That definitely sounds like me on a Monday after a weekend of late night scrolling. I'm always half awake in class and craving sugar all day.
Exactly. Poor sleep can even affect your appetite and make unhealthy snacks more tempting. So, screens at night don't just steal your sleep, they can also steal your energy, your focus, and your mood the next day.
Okay, I'm convinced it's a problem. But there's my thing. My phone is not just for fun, I use it for everything: homework, music, my alarm, talking to my friends. What am I supposed to do? Just throw it out the window?
No need to throw anything out of the window. The goal isn't to demonize technology, it's set healthy boundaries. Let's talk about some practical strategies.
Please, I need survival guide for the life workout TikTok at midnight.
First strategy, the digital curfew. This means choosing a time every evening when you stop using screens. Ideally, that's 30 to 60 minutes before bed. For example, if you want to be asleep by 11 p.m., you'll put your phone, laptop, and tablet away by 10 or 10:30.
That sounds good in theory, but in real life, I know myself. I'll say no phone after 10, and then at 10:05 I'll be like, but I just need to check one thing.
That's where structure helps. You can try turning on a bedtime focus or do not disturb mode that automatically blocks notifications at a certain time. Plugging your phone in away from your bed, on a desk, or even in another room. Using a real alarm clock so you are not tempted to keep your phone on the pillow.
So the idea is to make the wrong choice a little more difficult.
Exactly. If you have to actually get out of bed to reach your phone, you are less likely to grab it for just one more scroll.
Okay, but if I'm not on my phone, what do I do with that 30 to 60 minutes? I don't want to just lie there staring at the ceiling overthinking my life.
Great point. You want to replace screen time with relaxing activities, not just remove it. Some options are reading a physical book or magazine, journaling about your day, or writing down tomorrow's to do list, gentle stretching or yoga, listening to calm music or a podcast that doesn't require looking at a screen, doing breathing exercises, or a short guided relaxation.
Actually, I like the idea of journaling. Maybe if I write down everything I'm stressed about, it won't bounce around my head all night.
That's a powerful technique. When you write worries down before bed, you are telling your brain, it's okay, this is on paper, I don't need to keep replaying it.
I also like music. Maybe I could make a sleep playlist with slower songs and just listen in the dark.
That's another great idea. Just remember to keep your screen face down or far away so you are not tempted to keep checking it. You can even set a timer so the music stops automatically.
Okay, so we have digital curfew, phone away from the bed, and relaxing routine instead of scrolling. What else?
Here are a few more advanced strategies. Create a no screen zone. Decide that your bed is only for sleep and rest, not for studying, scrolling, or watching videos. This trains your brain to associate bed with sleep, not with stimulation. Second, use apps wisely. Ironically, Some apps can help you use your phone less. You can set limits for social media, track your screen time, or even temporarily block certain apps at night. Third, change how your screen looks. Some people switch their phone to grayscale, black and white in the evening. Without all the bright colors, apps become less exciting and less addictive.
Oh, wow. Grayscale. I've never tried that. My feed will look so boring.
Boring is exactly what you want when you are trying to sleep.
Fair point. If my phone looks like an old block and black and white movie, maybe I'll put it down.
Another important tip: if you can't fall asleep after about 20 minutes, don't reach your phone. That's one of the most common habits that keeps people stuck in a loop. They get bored, they pick up the phone, their brain wakes up more, and sleep gets even further away.
Guilty again. So, what should I do instead?
Get out of the bed, go to a dimly lit room, and do something calm and low stimulation, like reading a few pages of a book or doing some light stretching. When you start feeling sleepy again, go back to bed. The message to your brain should be bed, sleeping, not strolling and stressing.
That's actually makes sense. It's like a training puppy. You have to be consistent or it gets confused.
Exactly. Your brain learns from repetition.
So, how quickly would I notice a difference if I tried all of this?
It can be surprisingly fast. Some people notice better sleep within a few nights of reducing screen time before bed. Others may need a couple of weeks for their body clock to reset, but most report falling asleep faster, waking up less during the night, feeling more energetic and focused during the day, having a more stable mood.
I could really use that more focused part. I always crash in the afternoon around 2 p.m. It feels like my brain just shuts down.
That's often the result of sleep debt. The rest your body owes because it hasn't been getting enough quality sleep. Every late night adds to that debt, and your body charges interest in the form of fatigue, low motivation, and irritability.
So basically, my phone is keeping me poor in my sleep currency.
That's exactly right. And good sleep is like saving money. The more you have in the bank, the better you feel and perform.
Okay, I'm in. But I know myself. If I just say, I'll sleep better, nothing will actually change. Can we make a concrete plan?
Absolutely. Let's create a 7-day Unplug to Recharge challenge for you and for anyone listening.
Alright, I'm a little scared, but let's do this.
Here is the challenge for the next 7 nights. First, set a digital curfew, no screens at least 30 minutes before bed. If you can, stretch it to 60 minutes by the end of the week. Second, pick one relaxing activity to replace your late night strolling, reading, journaling, stretching, or just listening to calm music. Third, keep your phone away from the bed, on a desk, shelf, or in another room. Use an alarm clock if needed. Fourth, if you can't fall asleep after 20 minutes, don't pick up your phone. Get up, do something quiet and boring, and return to bed once you feel sleepy. Fifth, every morning, quickly rate your sleep on a scale of 1 to 5 and note how you feel during the day.
I like that. It turns into an experiment instead of just, I should do this.
Exactly. At the end of the week, you can look back at your notes and see if fewer screens really made a difference.
Okay, so let me say my plan out loud. Tonight, I'll stop using my phone 30 minutes before I want to sleep. I'll put it in my desk across the room, turn on the do not disturb mode, and read a real book instead of scrolling. If I can't fall asleep, I'll get up and stretch instead of grabbing my phone. Then I'll rate my sleep in the morning.
That's a fantastic plan, Asya. And for our listeners, you can adapt it to your life. Maybe your digital curfew starts 20 minutes before bed at first. That's okay. Start small, but be consistent.
And if anyone listening wants extra motivation, you could do the challenge with a friend and check in with each other. Like, hey, did you survive your digital curfew last night?
Accountability always helps. You could even reward yourself at the end of the week. Maybe with a screen free afternoon doing something you enjoy.
I'm actually curious to see how I'll feel. If I wake up less tired and less cranky, that alone might convince me to keep going.
That's the goal. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Even reducing screen time a little bit before bed can have a positive effect on your sleep and your overall well being.
So, final takeaway?
Final takeaway: when you unplug from screens, you give your brain and body a chance to truly recharge. Better sleep isn't just about the number of hours, it is about the quality of those hours, and screens play a huge role in that.
Unplug to recharge. I really like that. Definitely a good title for this episode.
Then we chose well. That's all for today's episode of Health Habits Weekly. I am Mrs. Costa.
And I'm Asya, officially starting my 1 week digital detox tonight.
We will check back next week to see how Asya survived without her midnight scrolling. Until then, remember, unplug to recharge and sleep well. Thank you for listening to Stay Clean and Safe, a project funded by the European Union. Remember, small steps lead to big changes in keeping our world clean and safe. Take care and stay safe.